हेलो। हेलो। मैं मेरी आवाज़ आ रहा है? Let's wait for a few more minutes until everyone joins. We will start with the today's session, okay? हेलो। यार सब कितना टाइम लगा रहे, ज्वाइन क्यों नहीं हो रहे? 1 सेकेंड ना। गाइस आज इतने ही लोग आ रहे हैं क्या? Sorry. So I think okay. So sorry. So, good evening, everyone. Myself Jwala Chorasiya, and today we will be learning about hashing and various techniques such as of maps, how to use inbuilt maps, unordered maps, set and unordered sets. And after learning the concepts of these, we will be solving problems on them. Okay. So, I think we should start with it. Is my audio now audible to everyone, guys? Say yes or no. Hello. Is my audio audible to you all or not? ओके चलो ग्रेट सो स्टार्ट करते हैं ना ठीक है स्टार्ट करते हैं ना सो we will be learning about hashing. So hashing in hashing we have maps, unordered maps, set and unordered set. Okay, so let's start with it. So first of all, we will be learning about maps. Okay, so what are basically maps? Maps in general term, if I will call you, it's a key and a value pair or a key and a value data type. Okay, so is this is a general definition of a map? Okay. So when I say map, so you are mapping something with something that remains constant all the time. That this thing belongs to this thing. Okay. So if I am saying this is a map, this is general definition of a map that it's a key and a value data type store. Okay. So when I say what is a key and what is a value, a key is bonded to a value, but a value is not bonded to a key. You if you are modifying the key, the value changes, but if you are modifying the value, the key doesn't changes, the key remains a constant. Okay, that means keys, the values are independent, the keys are independent of the values. Okay, so when I say key, let's say I am making a two data type. So let's say a key is of integer and a value is of string, and let's say I took few integer, let's say 1 2 3, and a few string, let's say a b c, e x y, or p c q. Okay, so I am saying this key belongs to this value, this key belongs to this value, this key belongs to this value. So basically, where the maps are used in your queries to search. So what happens when you have a large amount of database, right? So you generally don't search for all the values. You go for the keys, right? You go for the keys, and according to the keys which matches, they give you the output, right? So this is how in simple the map function works. Okay, and it's a very important concept, right, guys? So you will be asked lots of question on these techniques or hashing techniques such as maps, unordered maps, in your interview, as well as you will be getting lots of problem on these concepts. Okay, so I think these you should make a note or do something great over. Yeah, okay, so let's start. So basically, when I say uh, that these maps, so they have a time complexity to plug in. Okay, and let's see how we write a general code for it. Okay, how we write a general code for it. Okay. I mean, what is the syntax for it? Okay, what would be the syntax for it? One second. Okay, so when I'm writing it in my main function, so let's say this is the general syntax. In Python, we have something called as dictionary, but in generally if you're going in C++ and Java, we have as map. Okay, so we write as map and integer comma string. You can take any of the data type according to your need over here. Okay, so you can take any of the data type according to your need. So this is the key which comes first, and you can access it with dot first. Okay, and this is the value. You can access it with dot second. Okay, dot first means the key and dot second means the string. Okay, so if I want to map some value with some value, what is the syntax or what is the technique or how I can map with it. Okay, so let's say I want to map one with this ABC. So how I will write? So generally this is the right syntax of writing a map, and it's like writing the two data types. First one is the key and then is the value, and this is the name of that map. You can write any name over here according to whatever you want. Okay, so let's say is m of 1 is equal to ABC. So basically what it's saying that this key belongs to this value, but this value belongs to this key. Okay, so you are mapping with it. You are mapping with it. Okay, so m of 5 equal to CDC. Okay, m of 3 is equal to ACD. Okay, m dot, if you want to insert something, there is also, this is the way of inserting elements in the map. There is one more way of inserting element in a map. You can insert, you can use dot insert function. That is the way, the round braces and the curly braces, and in this way you can insert things into this. Okay, so in this way, you can generally access your map or you can generally write your map. So let's say I want to print my elements of the map. So what I will do, I will be learning a for loop in my map. Okay, and I will be printing what I have to print all the elements, this key and the value. So how I will print? I will use a dot first and dot second function. So I will simply run for auto pr in map. So basically what is this auto? So this is auto, this is something a very smart operator, you can say that this automatically gets that you are iterating on a map. So basically a map is a container. Okay, it's not an array. Okay, so it needs an iterator to iterate over it. So it's something different. Okay, so basically I'm iterating over here. So let's say I want to print both of them, the keys and the values. So what I will do, I will print cout pr dot first pr dot second. Okay, so in this way you can access your map, you can insert your map, and you can also print your values from the map. So what is the various functionalities of map? So if you are storing something into a map, all the elements will be stored in sorted order. Okay, this is first thing. Second, if you are storing duplicate elements, it will only store all the unique elements. It will store only unique elements. Okay, so if I'm saying that this is something a very much important concept why we actually use map. Let's say in the question they have said you that you have to count the frequency of the elements. Okay, or you have to count the frequency of the duplicate elements or the all the elements. So what you will do, I will simply make a map and store all the elements in the map, and I will print the elements whatever are in my map. So why? Because I want to calculate the frequency, if whether it doesn't matter if all the elements have duplicate. So basically it will only store all the elements in unit. So but the count will increase over here. So if I want to count a frequency, so what, how map, and how I will make a map, I will make a map like this, map of int comma int. So this will store my element and this will store the frequency of that element. Okay, so in this way it will actually works. Okay, so let me take an example and show you how actually this will work in this map. Okay, so let's say I have an array 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6. Okay, so first of all, if it was not sorted, it will store all the elements always in sorted order. So let's say first of all I have took an array which is already sorted. Okay, so how it will work? So first it will come over here and it will simply put 1 and 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, count 2, 5, count 3, and 6, count what? 3. So if I want to print the count, so I will print dot second element. So in this way you can actually work on your map. Okay, so I think these things are very much clear to all of you guys how actually a map function really works. समझा सबको. Okay, so great. So let's take a question and let's understand how does it work. I will be writing over here to you. Okay. So basically, there is not much part of theory. We will be solving questions. That will be most important part today over here. So it's like given n strings, print unique strings in lexicographical order with their frequency. Okay. So question says that you will be given n strings and you have to print all the unique strings in a lexicographical order, means in a sorted order with the frequency of those strings. Okay. So it's very simple. What we will use, guys, we will simply use a map. Okay. So let's say my constraint for n is over here is 10 to the power 5, and for s is, let's say, like my string length, let's say till 100. So how I will write the code for it? Okay. So let's say I am working on my main function. Okay, so I have make a map over here, map of string, comma, integer m. Okay, so why I made this? So let's take a test case and understand. Okay, so let's say you have got 8 strings over here, and a b c d e f, a b c g h j j k l g h j. So what it will do, I have to print the frequency and all the unique elements of those strings. Okay, so how I will printing a b c 2. Okay, unique. It should be in a lexicographical order, means sorted out. Next, D E F 1, G H J 2, and J K L 1. Okay. So basically, I will be comparing the first with the first. Okay. So whichever is greater in the order, I will sort it accordingly. So this is the way how my output should come. So right now I have to print this way. That means the first one is the string and then it's an integer. So I will make a map of string and integer. String will be my key and integer will be my value. Okay. So what I will do, first of all, I take input for n. Okay, and over here I took input for n. Okay, so now I have to take input for the string and store it into my map. Okay, I have to take all the input in the string and I have to store those string in the maps, right? For I will run a for loop for integer I is equals to 0 and less than n semicolon plus plus I. I will make a declare a string as C in of S, and I have to store. So I will store m of s plus plus. Okay. So what I did, I took an input for all my n. That's my how many strings I will be getting. And I took over here. I'm running a for loop, and I took input for string, and I'm storing those strings into my map. Okay. In this way, I will be storing my strings into the map. Okay. So now what's next? Okay. So I have to print the unique strings as well as their frequency, right? So what I will do, I will be simply running for auto pr in m. See out what I will be simply printing the first and the dot second, because all the work is already done in my map, because that's the property of a map. So you don't need to take any tension of that. Okay, so see out pr dot first, pr dot second. So is these things clear to all of you guys? Oh, yeah, Shrishti, it's lexicographical. Sorry for the spelling mistake. Lexicographical. Okay, work fine. Happy. Okay, so What Anaya Anya Mittal. So basically, it will store with respect to the key, right? It will sort up with respect to the key, not with respect to the value. Key, key is always a greater thing over here. Okay. So these things clear to all of you guys. Let's move forward. Okay. Because today we have to solve few questions on code shuffle. So that's what I prepared for today. Okay. Let's move forward. Now we have learned about map. Now we will be learning about unordered map. Okay. Just one thing over here is that keys will be stored in a random order. Okay, and it is based on hash table. Okay, basically most of the case we will be using unordered map only because it's faster. It takes a time complexity of O of one. Okay, and that means hash table is the inbuilt implementation is based on hash table of this unordered map. Okay, and that's the case. And the keys and the keys stored over here are not in sorted order. It is an random order. Okay, so that's the difference between a map and another map. Okay, so we basically use this because it's fast. Okay, so let's see the syntax of it. So when I say a syntax, the syntax is similar to map. Unordered underscore map of integer comma string of m. Okay, so this is the general syntax for it. Let's move forward. Let me write a question and let's see how does it work for it. So the question says that given n strings and q queries, in each query, in each query you are given a string, print frequency of that string. Okay. So basically over here, the question doesn't need the unique order or unique things or in a sorted order, okay, or a lexicographical order. If doesn't, if most of the question won't ask you that you have to print your answer in sorted order or unique answer, in most of the case, that's why we will be using the another map. So question simply says that you will be given n strings and q queries, and each query you are given a string, and each of the every query you have to print frequency of those strings. Okay, you just have to print the frequency of those strings. Okay, so let's see how it will work for me, how the code will work for me. Okay, so basically it will be integer main, and I write, first of all I will make an unordered map, so it will be like this: unordered underscore map of string comma integer, because I have to print the frequency. I will make a variable n. I will take an input for it. Then I will run a for loop for integer as equals to 0. Okay. Now I will take the input for the string s. Okay, and I will store it into my unordered map. Then I will take input for my q queries because I have to print my output according to those q queries. Integer q c in q. Okay, so it's q queries, right? So it will be decreasing every time of performing, while q minus minus string s c in s c out m of s and n. So basically, what happened over here? I took the input for all the strings, and I took input for my q query. Q query can be any number, 2, 3. So just I have to print for every query. I have to print the frequency of that string. Did you got it, guys? I just have to print the frequency of that string. That's the simple case over here. Why we use another map? We use another map just because it's fast than a map, and over here they didn't ask you that you have to print something in a sorted order or like some graphical order. Okay, so if the order doesn't matter, so you can explicitly use unordered map. Okay, so I mean this is C++, right? I think everyone knows about it. Is this clear to you all, guys? So once explain the question. Okay. So okay. So question was that you will be given a integer, let's say n. Okay, and n you will be given n strings. Let's say your n is 8. Okay, so let's say your n is 8, and let's say A B C D E F G H J. I mean, okay, J K L G H J G H J A B C, and you will be given two queries. Okay, any queries. So let's say my number of queries are two, and in every query you have got A B C G H J. So basically, two queries means, of course there are two queries you have to do. So basically you have to print the count of these queries. So you have to count the print of ABC over here. So what is the count of ABC over here, guys? One time it came over here, then it over here. So I will simply print 2. So this is the first query. Then I will print the count of GHJ. So 1, 2, 3. So I will print 3 over here. So it was basically simple what I did over here. So I took the input, I made another map. I took the input for n, then I took the input for all the strings of here, and I stored into my another map. Then I took the input for this few queries over here, and for every query I am printing that query from the map. Okay, that query from the map. So basically map will count the frequency, but why we are using another map? Because it's fast, because it took off one time complexity, and map it took login. So that's why we generally prefer another map, because its inbuilt implementation is based on hash table. Okay, did you got is there any doubt with you all, guys, where are now? Hello. चलो बढ़िया आगे बढ़ते हैं. सो और एक दो टेक्निक्स, एक दो और चीज़ें सीखनी है. सेट सेट के बारे में जानना है. सब कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ है ना. सो बेसिकली सेट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ अ मैप. बस जस्ट इन मैप वी हैव वैल्यू, but over here we don't have a value, we just have a key. So basically this is the syntax of a set of integer of s. Okay, so this is a general syntax of set. So you just have a key. So set has a property as same of a map, so that it can store all the elements stored over here are unique elements, and all the elements stored would be in sorted order. Okay, and you use, and for inserting something into the set we use s dot insert. Okay, we use dot insert to store in the map. You can only use dot insert to store in the map. Okay, so this is the general syntax of a map. So how does this map set the syntax of a set? So set is in general, I can say a set of some books, or set of something. Okay, set of a clothes or something. So it's very easy. Just these things are just a container, guys. These things just a container. You can use any of the container according to what you need in your, but according to what is being asked in your question. Okay, so basically these are very helpful in solving your question. These are some of the actions. Okay, so we use set for it. I mean, you can use set. So why we use set? Because it store all the elements in unique and sorted order. Over here, if the question says that you don't need of counting the frequency, we can directly use the set. Okay, so in many of the things we use set directly because it makes a question solving very easy. Okay, the same, just you have to run a for loop and insert. We will be using dot insert for inserting elements over here. Okay. Okay. Work fine. Shreyash, we will be doing few more questions. Just wait. I just need to cover the concept. After on, we will be only going on questions. Okay. So one more thing of set, there is name as unordered set. Okay, unordered underscore set. So just a basic, we use unordered set because its open time complexity is faster than ordered set or a normal set. Okay, so here also we just have a key. We don't have a value. Okay, we use another set because it will store all the elements in randomized order. Okay, when a question doesn't require elements to be printed or stored in a sorted order, we can directly use another set instead of a set. Okay, so that's the case, and all the things over here are just similar to you. So I think it's very much clear to all of you guys. Okay. Okay, so now let's move toward the questions. Okay, so is the screen visible to all of you guys? Hello. Okay, screen visible है सबको? Maybe स्वास्थ्य ना अभी क्वेश्चन करते हैं, चीज़ों को समझ लेते हैं ना, क्वेश्चन से ज़्यादा क्लियर होंगे ना. सो क्वेश्चन है, मैं इसका लिंक तुमको शेयर कर देता हूँ यहीं पे, है ना. मैं शेयर कर सकता हूँ यहाँ पे, क्वेश्चन का लिंक शेयर किया मैंने. मेरे साथ इस पे आ जाओ ना, ये क्वेश्चन पे सब कुछ. ठीक है, चलो क्वेश्चन बनाते हैं. अब क्वेश्चन देखेंगे, ज़्यादा मज़ा क्वेश्चन बनाने में आएगा ना. तो क्वेश्चन कह रहा है, देखो. सो क्वेश्चन का नाम है देवू एंड फ्रेंडशिप टेस्टिंग. सो क्वेश्चन सेज Devu has n weird friends. It's his birthday today, so they thought that this is the best occasion for testing their friendship with him. Okay, so देवू के पास n friends है और वो लोग सोचते हैं कि it's the best day to test कि इनकी friendship उनके साथ कैसे है. So they put up conditions before Devu that they will break the friendship unless he gives them a grand party. So they put a condition in front of Devu that they will break their friendship unless Devu gives them a grand party on their chosen day. Formally, ith friend will break his friendship if he does not receive a grand party on the dith day. Devu, despite being as rich as Gatsby, is quite frugal and can give at most one grand party daily. Okay, he can give only one grand party at most each day. Okay, also he wants to invite only one person in a party, so he just wonders what is the maximum number of friendship he can save. Please help Devo in this tough task. The first line of the input contains a single integer t denoting the number of test cases. The description of t test cases follows. First line will contain a single integer n denoting n. Second line will contain n space 7 integer, where ith integer correspond to the day of I. So first line you will get t integer, that is number of test cases. Then in the second line you will get n, okay, denoting n. What is n over here? N is the number of friends, okay, and the second line will be n space separated integers, where ith integer correspond to the ith as given in the problem. So every all the integers over there will be the ith day on which each of the friend will be getting the party. Okay, so he wants to keep maximum friends with him. So if a friend doesn't get on, because at the one day only one friend can get a party, other friend cannot get a party. Let's say two friends are there, they want their party on, both of them want their party on 22nd, so he can give party to any one of them on 22nd, not both of them. Okay, so basically you have to count that. So very simple question, guys. So the first line we have got the input, and how to print out single line corresponding the answer of the question. Okay, so let's take the test cases. Okay, so this is the given test case to us. Okay, so in all two test case, and in the first this is n, and this is dith days, where each of the friend wants their party. So the first friend want the party on the third, and the second wants the party on the second. Yes, he can give party to both of the friends. So my answer for this test case would be simply two. Okay, it's very clear, guys. I can give party on both of the friends, right? Because on the third day he will be giving this friend, and the second day he will be giving to the second friend. Okay, so second day he will be given to the second friend. Okay, so I think this is very much clear to all of you. We have got answer as two. Let's go for the second test case. Okay, so both of the friend want the party on first, let's say 1st of January. So I can give only party of part at each day. I can give party to only one of the friend. Okay, so my answer for the test case will be simply one. So as you can see over here, just I have to store the elements in the map, and I have to print the size of the map. I mean the distinct elements, the count of distinct elements, if I will say. So you can also use array. You can use the frequency array, or you can simply run a for loop and check number of same different elements, distinct elements, and you can count the number of distinct elements, and that will be our simple answer. But we are not over here to going with those concepts. We are here to go for the map concept. So what we will do, I will simply make a map, okay, of integer comma integer, okay, let's say mp, and I will store all the elements in the map, okay, and I will store all the elements in the map. Okay, so let's say I'm storing this. Okay, so how it will store. Okay, so what is the frequency? So basically I will store all the elements in the map, right? So I'm storing all the elements. So a map will be stored like this: 3, 2, and whatever the count over here. So basically, map will only store the unique elements over here. The count. So basically, what I will do, I will print that this one. So I will print the size of the map. So what will be the size of the map? 2. So that is my answer. Let's say I'm storing this in the map. So map will store like this: 1, and then it will be storing the count. Okay. So I will print this. So what is basically, I won't be printing the value. I will be printing the size of the map. What is the size of the map? 1. So my answer will be simply 1. Okay. Let's see over here. How does the code function over here? So basically, I've wrote the code already. So you can. I think I don't want to waste my time on writing the code. So this is the simple thing. I took on the input for all the test cases. Over here, I took the input for test cases. Then over here, I took the input for n, that is number of weird friends. And I made an okay. So basically, if you I made an array. to take my input. Okay, I made an array to take my input for all the this one DIth days. Uh, this array for DI days. Okay, and I also made a map, and I'm running a for loop in this array. I mean, I'm running a for loop to take input, and after taking each element, I am storing the elements in my map. I'm storing the each elements in my map. Okay, and after storing, I'm simply printing the size of the map, because my map property will itself store only the unique elements, so you no need to take tension of your working out with other concept or writing or other code blocks. Okay, so this will simply print what the answer you will do. Let's submit and check. Okay, so right answer. Is this clear to all of you? Hello, is this clear to all of you guys? I know. तो बढ़िया आगे बढ़ते हैं ना. So the next question, I'm sharing the link for this too. Okay, next question का भी link share कर दिया मैंने. ठीक है. Let's move forward. Solve this. So guys, question over here says that chef has an array A of length n. In one operation, chef can move any one element from the array. Determine the minimum number of operations required to make all the elements same. Okay. So basically, question says that you will be given an array A of length n. Okay, and in one operation, I can remove any one element from the array, and I have to define the minimum number of operations required to make all the elements in the array same. So basically, I have to remove the elements which are having the less frequency and keep the elements which are having the maximum frequency. Okay, so over here, yeah, there is no need of uh, order, right? So I can simply use unordered map. Let's read the input format. Input format says the first line of input will contain a single integer t, denoting the number of test cases. Each test case consists of multiple lines of input. The first line of each test case contains the single integer and the length of the array. Okay, so n will be the length of the array, whatever I will be getting the input. Next line contains n space separate integers a1, a2, a3 till an, denoting the array A. Output format for each test case, output the minimum number of operations required to make all the elements same. So basically, I have to count how many elements I have removed from my array, such that my all the elements in the array are same. Okay, so that the count. Okay, so basically it should be minimum. So let's take this 1 3 2 1 2 2. Okay, I mean let's take the entire test case and walk over this over here. Okay. Hmm? So in the first test case, all the elements are zero. All the elements are same. So my answer will be zero because I don't need to remove any one of the elements. So my answer for the test case remains zero. In the second test case, so basically I have to make all the elements same. So if I remove this element one, okay. So let me make a counter, okay, which will be storing my answer. So let's say the counter name is answer. So till now my counter is zero. I remove this element, so my counter becomes one. I remove this three, so my counter becomes two. I remove this one, so my counter becomes three. So now my array is containing of this two, two, two. Okay. So my answer for this test case is three because I removed three integers from my array such that all the elements in the array now are the same. Okay, you don't have to perform operation of adding or doing something. You just have to remove elements such that the element which is having the maximum count, or if you want, so such that all the elements are same. Okay, so let's say this. Let's take this test case. If I remove this one, it will count two, or I can remove this two or this two. It will count two. So my answer for this test case would be simply two. So over here, so all the elements are distinct. So my array will be containing any one of the elements. So let's say I remove this. So I remove four elements, only five. So as you can see, it has only one element. That means all the elements are same. So my answer for this test case would be simply four. Okay, is the test case very much clear to all of you guys? जिसको नहीं है पूछ लो यार. Hello. Okay, let's start with the solution part of it. अपने पास टाइम नहीं होगा. So okay, यहाँ पे लेते हैं, इससे समझते हैं यहाँ पे. ओके, सो इसे देखना है ना. सो मैंने क्या कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. सो सिंपल मैं अनऑर्डर्ड मैप बना. आई एम मेकिंग एन अनऑर्डर्ड मैप बिकॉज ओवर हियर आई डोंट नीड ऑफ एनी sorted order. Okay, so I made a counter. I took the input for n. I'm running a for while loop, and I'm also counting the number of elements in my array with this counter. Okay, and I'm storing all the elements in my unordered map. So because here there is not need of any count, but we need a unique element. So that's why unordered map is being used. So because it's fast and it's take a time complexity of one. Okay, because it's inbuilt is of one. Okay. So let's take the test case which we were having above. Okay, so this one, let's say 1 3 2 1 2 2. Okay, so how does it will work? 1 3 2 1 2 2. So basically, I will keep the element which is having the maximum frequency. So basically, I will count the element which is having the maximum frequency and remove all the remaining elements. So how I will do? So simply I made a variable max equal to 0, which will be storing the element which is having the max count. Okay, I am running a for loop in my map, and I am checking that it dot second, because dot second this will store my frequency of the all the elements. Dot second, whatever is the max, I will update that element count with my max. Okay, and after on I will simply print max minus count. Okay, so basically over here, if I will simply say which element is having the maximum count, 2, right? So what's the count of that? 3. And okay, and what is the length of this array? So it is uh, 6 minus 3. So answer would be simply 3. So that is what I am doing simply over here. Okay, I'm taking all the input in my another map, and I'm counting the number of elements in my array. Okay, and after on I am storing all the elements in my map, and over I declared a variable max which will be storing the element which is having the maximum count, the count of that element. Okay, frequency in simpler precisely. Okay, frequency of the element which is having the maximum count. Okay, so for auto it in m, so I'm running a iterator or a for loop in the m. That is, what is my m? M is my unordered map, and over here, if it dot second is greater than max, max equal to it dot second, just I am updating the element which is having the maximum count. Okay, I Over here, I am simply printing max minus city, that is the element which is having the maximum count minus the length of the array. Or I can also put n over here. Okay, it doesn't matter much. And that was the case, guys. And I just simply done with it. The solution is clear to all of you guys. Yes or no? चलो ठीक है आगे बढ़ते हैं. Okay, so few more questions and we will be done with today. Okay. Our question for solving पे ज़्यादा focus करेंगे ना. So question says that इतना रहने दो इधर से पढ़ते हैं. Okay, so each fossil is represented by a small letter of English alphabet. The head of the museum wants all of the space should be used to display the fossils. You know, if the person walks into the museum and sees a fossil which he has already seen, his boredom level will increase by 1. Your task is to fill the space of the museum with fossils such a way that the boredom level of the visitor be minimum. So basically, the question says that there will be few fossils in the museum, and each fossil will have name of from alphabet. Let's say A, B, C, D, E, F. All are the fossils. Okay, and the head of the fossil wants that everyone that if an visitor view a fossil one time and the same fossil for the other time, his boredom level should will be increased by plus 1. So he wants to put the element in the he wants the museum to be filled by the fossil in such a way, the count the way such that the boredom level of these visitors remain the same. So when the boredom level will be the minimum, when all the elements are distinct, over here you don't need to count the frequency. Okay, so that's the case. So let's take a test case and understand how does it work. Okay, it will get 2 T and C, or C and N. What is C? Let's see over here. C is the empty space and N is the length of the array. Let's take a test case and understand this test case. Let me copy it. Let's take only one test case and understand it. How does it work? What the question says, you will get it after only one test case. Okay. ठीक. Okay, so that's the test case. So okay, so this is N, the length of the array, and this is C, empty space in the museum. This is the empty space in the museum. That means I can put 5 fossils in the museum. Okay, okay, empty space. And what I have to print? Okay. So I have to print the boredom level. Okay, what will be the boredom level? So as you can see, I have 5 empty spaces, and I have to print the boredom level of the visitor. So I will do. So I can put 5 is fossil. Let's say X, or let's say fossil place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will put A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So all the places are filled with the distinct elements. So there will be 0 boredom level because none of the visitor will be bored because all the elements are distinct. So my answer for the test case would be simply 0. Let's take a one more test case and understand it precisely over here. So okay, so let's take this one, or let's say let's take this. So let's say four length of the array 4 and 4 empty spaces and all the elements are same. Let's say 4 A's are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I have to fill the 4 space anyway. So I will put A over here. So again A. So again A and again A because all the elements are same. But I have to fill in any way the space over here. Okay. So what will be the boredom level? So first the visitor come over here. It's he see A first time. So there will be zero boredom level. So okay. So my answer let's say zero till now. Okay. Again he comes on the second place, he say A again, so my boredom level will go to 1. So again he comes to the third place, the boredom level will increase because the same elements is, so my boredom level 2. So again it comes to the fourth place, the boredom level will increase, my answer is simply 3. So my answer for the test case is simply 3. The boredom level is 3. So is the question clear to all of you guys? Question clear hai? हाँ है ना? Yes or no बोलो. अच्छा लिंक शेयर नहीं करा. अच्छा सॉरी, वन सेकंड शेयर. तो इसका कोड देख लेते हैं, एंड करते हैं. सो क्या करेंगे इसके लिए, सिंपल है. यहाँ पे स्क्रीन पे ध्यान देना होगा. मैं इनपुट में पहले नंबर ऑफ टेस्ट केसेस ले लूंगा, फिर इनपुट में मैं नम लूंगा. नम इज द लेंथ ऑफ द एरे एंड स्पेस में कि कितनी खाली जगह है मेरे म्यूजियम में. फिर मैंने एक सेट डिक्लेयर किया है ना. मैं एक फॉर लूप चला के सारे जो कैरेक्टर जो मुझे इनपुट में मिल रहे हैं सेट में मैंने स्टोर कर दिया. सो ऐसे आप सेट में इंसर्ट करते हो, एस डॉट इंसर्ट एस डॉट इंसर्ट सी एच, एक एक करके सारे कैरेक्टर्स इंसर्ट कर लिया. उसके बाद मैंने सेट डॉट साइज में मैंने एक वेरिएबल बनाया सेट डॉट साइज, उसमें सेट की साइज स्टोर करनी, क्योंकि सेट विल ऑलवेज स्टोर द यूनिक एलिमेंट्स, है ना. सेट विल स्टोर द यूनिक एलिमेंट्स. so if space is greater than the set size, space minus set size. सो सिंपली अगर स्पेस ज्यादा है सेट साइज से, तो मैं सिंपली प्रिंट क्या कर दूंगा, स्पेस माइनस सेट साइज. तो आप खुद देख लो ना यहाँ पे. तो वो हाउ आई विल बी डूइंग. सो इन द अबाउट टेस्ट केस, सो कम हियर over here. So simple. So यहाँ पे I will simply store all the elements in the set and I will simply print space minus set size. Okay, what was the space 5 and what was my set size 5. तो 5 minus 5 मेरा 0 आ गया ना. तो अब ये टेस्ट केस में आके देखते हैं, है ना. तो स्पेस कितना है 4 और सेट साइज क्या होगा मेरा 1 होगा ना, क्योंकि सारे एलिमेंट्स यूनिक है. सो द सेट साइज विल बी ओनली 1. तो 4 minus 1 आई विल सिंपली प्रिंट 3. तो क्लियर है सबको. मैं कोड भी शेयर करूँ क्या इसका, तो शेयर कर देता हूँ. ज़्यादा है थोड़ा. सो ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे रखते हैं आजकल. क्वेश्चन मैं दे देता हूँ, उसे खुद से ट्राई करो, है ना. इजी क्वेश्चन है, बस तुम्हें अनऑर्डर्ड सेट यूज़ करना होगा इसमें, है ना. थोड़ा सा अच्छा क्वेश्चन है, मतलब इससे थोड़ा हट के है. Could try it on your. I'm sharing the link of that question in the chat box. है ना. Try this question on your own, है ना. फिर तुम्हारे सेट का कंसेप्ट क्लियर हो जाएगा पूरा इससे. Okay. So guys, I think today's session is more than enough, and I have just completed all the concepts of map, unordered map, set and side, and we have also solved all the question on these concepts. Okay. So generally we don't write that all the code of hashing. We generally use these for as an hashing. Okay. Basically we are hashing each element with each other. Okay. That's the key value pair. They can generally also write a hardcode code for hashing. Okay, but generally we don't use it. Okay. So that's why it was an important topic for today, and we have clearly learned about that. So is this was clear to everyone? If anyone is having any problem or doubt, you can actually comment in the comment box and tell me so that I can improve for the next session. Okay. So everyone in the chat box, please. Hello. Anyone? Awesome session. Okay. किसी को कोई डाउट है तो पूछ लो, बिकॉज आई एम नॉट टीचिंग यू ऑल द इजियर थिंग्स, ओके, आई मीन जो एक्चुअली में काम आते वही चीज़ें सिखाना चाहता हूँ ना। सो बेसिकली जो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग में आते वही मैं बता रहा हूँ। तो थियरी वाले पार्ट में मुझे नहीं जाना ज़्यादा, है ना। ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हम लोग ऐसा चीज़ें सीखेंगे जो एक्चुअली यूज़ होती है प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग के टाइम, है ना। सो दैट्स द केस, ओके। सो इज दिस क्लियर टू यू ऑल गाइस? थैंक यू सर, ओके। ठीक है, सो लेट्स मीट टुमारो। थैंक यू सो मच गाइस फॉर कमिंग ओवर। बाय बाय।